What's up, guys? I'm Chad Barnes, and welcome to the channel. Here, it's all about real car talk, from simple fixes to smart driving tips and keeping your ride in top shape. If that sounds good to you, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you watch all the way through. There's a lot of good stuff coming. Let's get to it.
Without customs, probably, it is worth to remind briefly that practically all cars from the nearest countries and first of all we are interested in Kazakhstan and, strangely enough, Belarus, can be brought into Russia without customs clearance. The only condition, the country of export must be a member of the Eurasian Economic Union, EAEU. In this case, you need to pay only customs duty and excise duty, which is not as expensive as full customs clearance. Well, if the car is not officially allowed to sell in Russia, you still need to get a Certificate of Safety of Vehicle Construction, SBCTS. And this is also not too expensive and solvable. If the car is not manufactured in an EAEU country, then its customs clearance will be more complicated and expensive. Fortunately, almost all the new products that we have been waiting for, but have not received, can be bought in the countries of the Eurasian Economic Union. Here we will start with them, and then we will see what cars we will have to go much farther and with a thicker bundle of money. In the meantime, welcome to Belarus. We came from the rear. We liked Renault, but selectively, mostly inexpensive Logans and Dusters. Captras were also in demand, but more expensive models did not become popular. One of such losers is Koleos, which even without any political collisions could not hold on the Russian market. But some people still liked it, and the dream of Koleos is still alive in many hearts. Only where to get it now, unworn in essence, but new in condition. The company after Pромservice, until recently the official dealer of Renault in Belarus, came to the rescue quite suddenly. As you know, the import of these cars is banned in both countries, but, apparently, the warehouse of unclaimed Koleos does not give someone rest. That is why Russians were called for them, come, buy and leave. Even pleasant bonuses are promised. The first is the preparation of all documents necessary for importation into the Russian Federation. The second is the opportunity to pay for the car in Russian rubles. The price on the site, by the way, is also indicated in this currency. The main thing is that somebody take them away. Where is this message coming from? Such a message is due to the fact that the crossover is offered in the only Premium Plus configuration, which costs a not quite modest 3,590,000 rubles. And it can be only one color, dark purple. If this does not stop, then you can consider the car in more detail. A rare feature of this Koleos for us is its South Korean origin. In its homeland it is sold under the name Samsung QM6, but this is not the main thing. The main thing is that in this configuration Koleos looks really premium crossover. There are rear-view cameras, Bose acoustics, key card with remote start, onboard computer with 7-inch screen, personalized dashboard, automatic parking system, and even ventilation of front seats. About dual-zone climate control and many other things I will not even talk about. They can be found in simpler cars. Technically, there is nothing revolutionary in the Koleos. All the more so that the choice is also not given in the only proposed configuration. Premium Plus offered petrol motor with a volume of 2.5 litres, 171 horsepower, paired with a Variator Xtronic CVT, and the drive will be full with the brand name Allmode 4x4i. Renault Koleos 2019 NY. In general, welcome to Minsk. They are waiting for us there. Of course, with money. And back to Kazakhstan again. We recently told you how you can go to Kazakhstan to buy a new car. And now it's time to tell you what kind of car you can go there for. First, we briefly remind you that in the material about choosing a car in Kazakhstan we compared two different generations of Sportage. We offer the old and the current ones started to be sold quietly, without official announcement and in small volumes. But in our neighbors, the new Sportage is presented quite officially. So let's start with it. In Kazakhstan, the new Sportage can be selected in Classic, Comfort, Luxe, Prestige, Style, Premium, X-Line and X-Line Plus. In the Classic configuration the drive can be only front. In Comfort you can choose both front and all-wheel drive. In all other configurations, it can be only all-wheel drive. Box, only 6-speed automatic. Motors, either 2-liter gasoline MPI with an output of 150 horsepower, or gasoline motors with direct injection 2.4 GDI with an output of 184 horsepower. It is clear that even a completely empty Sportage cannot be called poor. Here in base there is at least a multifunctional steering wheel, Bluetooth, front and rear electric windows, tire pressure monitoring system, air conditioning, front and side airbags and safety curtains. Well, and for money you can get a lot of other pluses, from separate climate control and seat ventilation to intelligent cruise control with traffic jam assistant and wireless charging for the phone. The cost of the new Sportage is quite humane by our standards. For the crossover in the simplest version is asked only about 1,634,000 rubles, for the top X-Line Plus will have to lay out 2,407,000 rubles. How can one not remember the old joke about awesome, wrap it up in two? While we are walking around Kia dealers in Kazakhstan, let's check out one more car that it seems we won't be seeing in our country. The Kia K9. The K9 was supposed to replace the pre-restyled sedan with the name K900, but it didn't make it. But there is a new executive sedan on sale in Kazakhstan. True, it is available in only one configuration, premium. But it is a great sin to complain about it, because it has everything and even more. Aesthetes will surely appreciate wood inserts in the interior, and suede, and Napa leather, and sunroof, and much more. And here it is impossible to choose a motor and a gearbox here too by virtue of the only complete set, so in any case under a hood. There will be a V6 with volume of 3 liters, GDI, 249 HP. And in pair with it works an 8-speed classic automatic. The drive will be all-wheel drive only too. The cost, as you would expect, seems low, only 5,070,700 By our standards, normal, approximately as 2 Vestas. And now in the same country, let's visit other Koreans, Hyundai. Here they have not that a new model, but a new set, Tucson N-Line. Koreans started to make something in a sporty style long ago, and the previous generation of Tucson had it too. And now you will have to go to another country to get it. But is it worth it? It is clear that in N-Line version there is nothing to choose: motor, gearbox, exterior and interior details. There are only those that have already been chosen by marketers and designers for the client. And it is necessary to admit, the choice of a motor is a little strange. The only engine on N-Line, which is offered in Kazakhstan, is a 2-liter diesel, 186 HP. Together with it will give an 8-speed automatic, all-wheel drive and a part of sport spirit, aluminum pedal covers, slightly different seats and the driver's seat, with 10 electric adjustments, a lot of electronic assistance and other attributes of a modern car. And asked for all this from 1,926,000 rubles. It is interesting that the Russian dealer's website also has an order form for the Tucson N-Line. However, there is no car. Over the ocean there is one more car with a nameplate N-Line, which we were promised, but not given. This is Hyundai Creta. It is especially offensive that the Creta N-Line should have been presented just at us in Russia, but alas. And this Creta was presented in Brazil. Brazil is not a member of the Eurasian Economic Union, so if someone gets the strange idea to go there to buy a Creta, they will have to put up with the idea of full customs clearance. But as we know, the cost of customs clearance largely depends on the volume of the motor, and here everything is just fine. Instead of the usual 1.6 or 2.0-liter motor in the Brazilian Creta, there is a liter 3-cylinder turbo motor, 120 horsepower. The gearbox is only automatic, but the equipment for the Creta is really rich. There is a panoramic roof and ventilation of seats and multi-zone climate control and virtual dashboard. In Brazil for this luxury will ask something about 1,970,000 rubles, but it is clear that taking into account customs clearance and transportation of this car to Russia, the offer does not seem chocolate. True, there is hope that this car will appear, if not on the Russian market, then at least on the closer market. But it is not certain. Well, with those which were really waited at least a little, have been sorted out. And what about those which were not really expected, but now suddenly upset? For example, the restyled Toyota RAV4. Yes, the Japanese have been dragging the rubber with this update of the Rafiki. First they showed the restyling for the USA, then, for some Asian countries, only at the beginning of this year, for Europe. And the next should have been us, but we did not have time. Nevertheless, it is possible to bring this car from Europe. Especially that not so long ago this crossover was updated once again, just for the European market. So the option can be interesting, although, of course, it will have to be imported with customs clearance at full cost. To be honest, Toyota in Russia has always been expensive, and on the secondary market too. And it's hard to say how sales of the updated RAV4 would go if we had it. History does not bear the subjunctive mood, so we keep silent and look what this car is. There are no purely gasoline RAV4s in Europe. There they are only in hybrid versions with gasoline 2.5-litre motor, 177 horsepower, electric motor and electromechanical variator. The total output is 218 horsepower in the front-wheel drive crossover and 222 horsepower. In the all-wheel drive one, we would probably have simple gasoline refugee, such as in the U.S., with a conventional 2.5-litre atmospheric engine, 206 horsepower, and an 8-speed automatic Toyota RAV4 2021 N. See if there is someone who hasn't scolded Toyota for this RAV4, come on, now is the time. Most often, the crossover got a blow for a somewhat controversial design and a somewhat archaic interior, so after updates at least. In the cabin something became noticeably more decent. For example, there appeared LED illumination, including buttons of window lifters, electric adjustments of a passenger seat, additional connectors USB. But the same climate control, driver assistance systems, 9-inch screen of multimedia system, digital dashboard, wireless charging, 8 airbags and all other attributes of advanced crossover RAV4 of this generation have always been. True, they were always not cheap. The simplest LE version with front-wheel drive, 2.5-litre engine and automatic transmission will cost approximately 1,635,000 rubles in the United States. The simplest hybrid in hybrid LE version costs about 1,793,000 rubles. The top gasoline limited will pull out of your pocket 2,151,000 rubles and hybrid limited about 2,308,000 rubles. Of course, it is not always profitable to import a Rafik from the USA or a Creta from Brazil. It is easier to import a car with mileage from Europe or Japan, and if it has a small engine capacity and age from 3 to 5 years, the savings can be significant. Unfortunately, these cars will have one significant disadvantage: they will not be new. But we have plenty of buyers for whom this is not critically important, so we'll still ask the question of buying a right-hand drive car from Japan. In conclusion, while the absence of certain products in Russia may be disappointing, the opportunity to explore and purchase innovative items abroad opens up a world of possibilities. From cutting-edge technology to unique lifestyle goods, the global market offers a diverse range of options that can enhance our daily lives. By staying informed and embracing these alternatives, we can enjoy the benefits of a more connected and affordable shopping experience. Thank you for joining us on this journey to discover what's out there, and happy exploring.